Want to paint glowing sunlight through trees that actually looks bright on canvas? In this oil painting for beginners and intermediate artists, I'll reveal the real secret. And it's not your highlights, it's starting with a much darker underpainting than you'd think. You'll learn how to create rich golden forest light step by step, plus an easy technique for paint lush bush foliage in minutes using nothing more than a simple crumpled paper towel. No expensive medium needed. I'll show you how to naturally thicken your oil paint and use powerful palette knife techniques to build bold 3D texture. Let's get that glowing golden sunlight on your canvas today. So if you're interested, stick around. In the beginning, I just used a charcoal pen just to get a couple lines on the panel where I can apply my colors in a different section of the panel. In this oil painting tutorial, we do a little bit differently what I usually do. I like the light colors on underpainting first, but this time, this forest landscape painting, we do it a little bit more darker, and then we can highlight all those little twigs and bush and leaves later on. I sometimes get the newbie question, how to paint light in oil. You need a contrast, so you need to have a darker underpainting, so you have something with your eyes to compare. It's just a natural thing with our eyes, so when you are in the dark, you always looking for that light from the darkness, I suppose. As usual, you can see I just applying paint with my palette knife on the panel and just spreading that on the panel, and then later on I just using the rough bristle blending brush first, and even tap with my paper towel as well, just to get those little detail background texture as well, if you like. And on the bottom section of our painting, we're gonna use ultramarine blue and burnt amber, mixing them together. So if you put the same amount of the ultramarine blue and burnt amber, you get black color. So we want a little bit more towards the brownish color, so less ultramarine blue, so you get more darker brown color, earth color. And here's my larger size rough bristle brush, and between the blending with the different colors, make sure that your blending brush is always clean. Just realized my darker underpainting colors on the bottom, I went just a little bit too far up, but it's alright. I'll just fix it up later on. And like you see, I always have a clean blending brush for the other color, and make sure you always paint on the sides as well to make it look more finished. And again, I got the clean blending brush for the white, and soon I'm just creating those light beams on the background. You get those sunbeams, and later on we'll be highlighting that sunbeam when the painting is a little bit more finished. It's all about preparation for your underpainting, and then we highlight the effects afterwards. Now I'm just using a paper towel as well, blending a little bit that line where the white meets the blue color, and then I blend it with my lighter or softer blending brush, everything together. And clean your blending brush once in a while, make sure it's nice and clean. And a great way to get your little details with your clean crumpled paper while the paint is still nice and fresh, so you can get those details on the distance, little bushes and twigs, and just using a clean paper towel to wipe the pathway, adding up the distant trees with my angle brush. Because the painting is still fresh, So anything you paint now on that blue underpaint, it just goes a little bit more lighter, which is whole idea, because there are distant trees in the background and they are underneath the light beam as well. So just keep building up your background, all the twigs and the trees and branches, and takes time to do all that. But we'll be doing the tree leaves, foliages as well, before we let it dry for overnight. Not the old branches and twigs gonna show underneath the leaf foliages when we do tap those tree foliages with our crumpled paper towel. Okay, and that's enough for the tree branches for now, and let's have a fun with the tree foliage. We're gonna mix up with the oil paint now with the different values of the green. So we got the lemon yellow for start, and then we're gonna get that sap green and mix up different values of the green, and get your crumpled paper ready for just soften up and crumble it up. We still need to mix up some darker green, and how you get the darker green, you just add up ultramarine blue on your sap green. And what I'm tapping the darker green on the bottom of the tree, then I tap on a little bit more lighter value of the green when I go on the top of the tree, and go a little bit more yellow on the edge of the tree foliage. So it's just a mix of all the different greens, but mainly just a darker on the bottom of the tree, and on this case I just keep it a little bit darker on the right hand side, and on the other side I keep it even more dark on the left hand side of our painting. And once in a while just change your crumpled paper every time when you actually tap in the different colors of the paint, because you don't want to get mixed up too much. But when you got that different color on your crumpled paper, you just mix it up. When you do overlay it with your crumpled paper to the other color, it just blends it nicely, but don't overly do it. In a natural environment of forest, there's so many different colors and values of the green and even brown, and when you have a look in surrounding of the forest, it looks like chaotic, but it's organized chaos. So it's very natural and beautiful. So what we actually are tapping is the darker green first, and then gently we start highlighting with our painting sunlight through the trees. So it's a process. We have to start with darker values and then lighter values afterwards. But different greens, just use totally different greens and values, and just tap those tree foliage, bush foliage as well. It does take a little bit hang of it with your paper towel technique, but when you get it, it's so easy. Can you imagine doing all those tree leaf foliage and even those bush foliage as well with your tiny brush? So this is a very easy way to do those, and a faster way to do. When you get it, it's very easy. It's all about to manipulate your oil colors and be creative. Somebody was asking me that if you can use the same technique with acrylic. Of course you can try, but oil paint gives a little bit more time to push around and fix up your paint if you need to fix, because acrylic just dries very quickly. So in my conditions in tropics, I just like the oil paint. It gives me a little bit more time. If you like thick oil paint and impasto technique, this sequence is for you. We have ultramarine blue and burnt amber and liquid original, and we make sure that we'll mix up the paints first very thoroughly with the liquid original, and add up a little bit more liquid original to make it a little bit more flowier. And then we add up small amount marble dust, calcium carbonate, and then we mix it up very thoroughly again, and then add bit by bit again, small amount, till it gets very thick. I like more thicker than usual, and what is good about this as well, it dries faster than normal thick paint. I like the impasto technique because it gives that a little bit more 3D look, and texture oil painting looks always good and impressive because it just the light just hits the painting and you get those little natural highlights and different values are naturally by the light. In this stage we just add a lot of paint on our palette knife and just apply on a place where you want to do those tree trunks. So I try to get nice and straight tree trunk and just filling it up. And then I get those tree branches as well with my palette knife, and lots of paint on your palette knife, you get those nice straight lines, and later on we just fix it up a little bit. Take your time with your palette knife to do those tree trunks, main tree trunks, and then we're gonna use our little angle brush to add up those little tree branches and twigs. Palette knife technique is one of those good skills to practice, and it just gives that a little bit more edge for the oil painting, and it also creates depth in the painting, which is beautiful. Impasto technique, like you can see, you can add those little marks on the tree trunk. So because we have a very thick oil paint impasto technique, you don't want to do too many mistakes because it's very hard to fix. Even if our underpainting is now dry, it just you gotta be careful you don't mess it up too much, because if you have to wipe it off, it does smudge the whole painting. And that's the one reason why we do only these main tree trunks and branches with the impasto technique. It just makes it easier for us to paint and control the paint. Once in a while you can clean your palette knife, and then you pull it down with your palette knife, you get those grooves on the main tree. And now I'm doing those branches as well. Just make sure you got plenty paint on your edge of the palette knife. You can do those branches very clearly, and like you can see, because the light is hitting from the top, it gives that bit of a like a 3D look. And it's always good to step back a couple meters to have a look at your painting, how it looks, if it needs fixing up or adding something more. But next we got bush foliage, create chaotic bush foliage on forest floor, but it's gonna be a beautiful one. We'll be creating with different values, and again we start a little bit darker value of the greens, and then we add up a little bit more highlights on the top of it. We will be concentrating just on that main tree on the left side to get that a little bit more highlights, and again on the right hand side of that main tree we add up some more highlights as well. And towards the end I will show you how to do the glazing, which transform your painting using transparent colors. And in this painting I'll be using only 3 transparent colors, which is the sap green transparent color, and other one was green gold and burnt sienna. But this is gonna be towards the end, so if you hang around a little bit longer, I'll show you how to transform your painting. And again, I'm changing my paper towel pretty often and crumble it and just have a look what kind of prints comes out. And if I'm happy, I just keep tapping those bush foliage on the bottom of the forest. And it's just amazing how it just works well. Just make sure you crumble it properly, and that gives you nice little leaves and foliage. There is a bit of a trick when you crumble your paper. If you crumble it less, it gives you more bigger leaves. If you crumble it a little bit more harder, then it gives you a little bit smaller leaves as well. So just a little tip when you do crumble that paper. We're just highlighting now our forest path and using yellow ochre and titanium white. Very little yellow ochre on actually on the path, and on the side I put a little bit more yellow ochre. And then I'm using the paper towel. At first I wasn't sure how I gonna highlight that forest path, but it just worked out with the paper towel to blend it with it. So now I'm just getting a mask black, which is usually I don't do. I always mix up with the ultramarine blue and burnt amber to get the black. Because our tree trunks are so dark, I want a very intensive black color, which I just blended on grooves, and then I wipe it with my paper towel on the top of that grooves. And now we are getting to the next day, and make sure your painting is thoroughly dry before you do glazing. And we'll be using a masking tape as well for those sunbeams to get those straight lines, and then we soften it up as well. So you need a very soft brush for this. So we're starting with the sap green, and just randomly, very lightly, you add your green. And if you think that you've got just too much, you're just using your paper towel to wipe it softly to take it out a little bit. And what is good about this, that your paint actually stays in the grooves, and you're just wiping the humps and bumps, and that sort of highlights that area where you wipe with your paper towel. And again, just step back a couple meters and have a look where it needs to be a little bit more color. And on the other side as well, even in the darker value of the painting, I do glaze a little bit. It gets that darker green. And now we got the green gold, and it just gives that, it is green gold, so, but it looks like it's a little bit yellowish, but it just gives a little bit more dimension for the painting when you do add glazing. And it's just like now I'm doing the bottom of the forest, just randomly give a couple colors here and there. And I like the burnt sienna color, which is a transparent color as well, and gives that a little bit more dimension and for a little bit more reddish. And I use a lot of burnt sienna, all my paintings, for especially for glazing, which is great color. And we are getting ready for those sunbeams now. I used my artist stick ruler first, but I just like that blue masking tape technique more, because you get the exact straight line. You do get straight line with this as well, but I wasn't happy with that, so I'm just using my blue masking tape to get those sunbeams, and use very little titanium white, blended very light, that it's not so obvious white line. And then we need to soften up as well the hard lines. If you are still here and you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. It really helps the channel grow and supports more free oil painting tutorials. And before we go, I just had some brown oxide on my tree trunks again, just like a little highlights. So thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye now.